Hello everyone and welcome back. So this is a catch-up video from the last video that I did about my brand new coloring and activity book. So there's a lot of little mini games that I said that you could either laminate or strengthen. And this video will explain what I mean by strengthening. So laminating is the easier way to do it. I wanted to make like a DIY version that you could do with things that you have at home. So I used a cereal box and I cut up all the little flappy parts. I open up the box. I'm gonna lay out all the papers that I want to strengthen, and some of them are not gonna fit, but you're gonna just have to put it in little cracks that you could put it, and it's fine because the cards need to be separated eventually, so it's not too much of a big deal. Once you position where you want to glue them, you start gluing, and I really recommend like a glue stick. Nothing here is sponsored, the cereal or the equipment that I'm using, so just use whatever you have at home. This is the whole point. I wanted to create a DIY that would be for everybody's budget, so it's really things that you have at home. Just don't use white glue because it could discolor the ink of the printer, and yeah, it's just gonna have like a little bit of a discoloring and it won't be as pretty and as finished. Just make sure when you have finished to glue it that you're making it flat because once it's dry it's gonna be harder to fix. And yeah, so once that's done, make sure that the corners are done. Like here I realized the corners were just floating, so just finish up the corners and make sure that everything is well done and ready to be cut. Of course you're gonna have to do the other side. Make sure when you're positioning your paper that you're not putting on the soft parts or the places that are damaged from the cutting, because you really want it to be solid and you want it to be like things that you're going to reuse over and over again. So make sure you're putting it in the best place that you could put it. So once positioned, again, glue and take out all the air as it's drying, because if once dried, again, it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be a little bit pleated, or there's going to be like air bubbles or something like that. And again, stick glue or a dry kind of glue, because wet does not work. So once that's done, you could use scissors to cut, or a guillotine board, or anything that you have just to do rectangles. And like you could see here, it's done. And yeah, you could still see the box. If you don't like that, I'm going to show you at the end what you could do to hide it. So once that's done, we're going to actually have to do the pieces to play with the game. So you could either do them one by one, depending on how big the cardboard you have. But I recommend that if you do have a big piece of cardboard, to just use the whole row up. And this is specifically towards my game. If you're using this tutorial for another kind of game that you purchased, you do what you think is best. But for my little monsters, you're gonna have to do them in a row and then cut them up after like this. And like you could see, they fit perfectly and you could play the game. What's missing is the row of characters that you need to match, and this is how I'm going to do it. Again, I'm working with scraps from the cardboard now, and I'm going to have to split them up with what works, and it's the same process over and over again. It's very simple, it's very DIY, and honestly, if you have kids who love cutting and gluing, you could get a little help from their little hands. And yeah, again, make sure where you're gluing it to not get the little weird soft spots. It will increase the lifespan of the game by putting this cardboard. Of course, if you want to just print the game on cardboard already, that's great if you have those supplies, but I just wanted to do this for people who don't have those supplies. And paper is generally what most people have, and I wanted to give a nice little option for them. So this is the basic way you could straighten the game. I'm gonna actually show you a step further after doing the card game. So this is what it looks like. This is how you play it. And yeah, I'm excited to see other people using the game. So for the cards, it's a lot more simple because there's less pieces. Like you can see, the cards match the colors of the driveway, and the little circles indicate where they are. You just glue the whole thing, and this time you don't leave a hollow in the middle because you're going to cut around all the cars and stuff, so you want it to be glued everywhere. Simple, you find a cardboard that fits and you rub it in. Then you cut. And I'm going to show you how to cut it, at least how I cut it. It's the same tactic that I use to cut my stickers, and it's to give kind of like a little border around it. I think it gave a pretty good, you know, work to it, and especially with the cardboard from the cereal box, it was a bit hard to cut, but not too hard to cut. Like if you were to get like a really boxy kind of cardboard, it would be a little more tough. So I thought for the cars, it was perfect to use a cardstock or cereal box. So here you go, almost done, and I'm going to show you how well the car fits. It was really, really fun to see it work out. So yeah, you're going to see it goes right in the driveway and it fits in the street. So here is the second step. To straighten the things a little bit more, I'm going to put tape on top of the paper. And this is going to seal it from any little spills you may have or scratches. It's just to really increase the durability. And for the cars, I really recommend that you just put it on top of all 4 cars and then cut it. And if you have the small glue, not the small glue, sorry, if you have the small tape, you could definitely just do it around just like a square part of the car and do it individually. But if you have packing tape, that's perfect. And yeah, like again, laminating is the easiest way to go. But if we're going for the DIY, I think tape is excellent. Or you could use a binder or a book cover. Yeah, that works too. So here it goes. You can see the cars and everything like that. It's great. It works well. And I am going to use binder covers to use, not binder covers, but binder envelopes to solidify the actual board and to make it stick with the car. I'm going to show you an example very, very soon. And I'm sticking the instructions in the back in case, you know, you just borrow it from someone, you just tell them read the back. It's right there. If you hate the look of the Fruit Loops in the back, like you could see here, again, not a sponsor, you could use like some kind of cardboard or some kind of paper to hide it. It's fine. So like that, you could see, this is what I mean by the book cover, laminator / cover. And that's what I meant about the binder covers, and binder envelopes. So for the individual pieces, I'm gonna tape them like that. And just to make it faster, I decided to do like a bit of a sausage, I guess. I don't know if I'm saying this correctly. I sped up the video because this would take forever to show you. But yeah, I just like tape them one by one. And then I cut between each piece and I just fold them over. You're gonna see me do it in not too long. And whatever's sticking out, you just cut out. It's not a big deal, and it really straightens the little corners and the edges of the pieces, and it gives that like extra durability again, and it makes it look a little more professional. Again, if you hate the back look of the cereal box, you can cover it again or use a cardboard that doesn't have any images. So here it is. It's gonna be all nicely covered. Again, just cutting the little edges that are sticking out, and you're pretty much done. You could do that with every piece of this game. It's all rectangular or square. I do recommend adding the tape to the pieces because, again, it could just prevent a little spilling, like a little bit of water that comes around. It will help the product still be good, and you don't have to print it all over again. So this is all the pieces, the type of pieces that you're gonna have to tape up and straighten. But again, you could just use paper. You don't have to do the straightening process, but I just like it because look how cool it looks. You're going to be able to play like it's a real published game that you bought in a store, you know, like it's going to be something that is going to be durable, and I think the kids are going to like it better this way. They're going to feel like it's like more fun, and they don't have to be worried about ripping anything. And again, it's just going to increase the lifespan. If you're interested in this PDF a download, thank you so much, first of all. I worked really hard on it. This is all my designs, and I'm very excited to share this. You could find it, I'm going to link it in either my bio in some of the sources I'd be sharing this in, and my description, depending on what, because some places don't let me put in the description. But yeah, you could look it up on my Shopify website or on Etsy. And this is my first activity book that I've ever created. I could see there's more than just mini games. There's puzzles and find and color in, find the words. I have some coloring pages that I drew as well. And it's all you could like print out, so you don't have to be worried about, like, especially this practice sheet. I feel like the kids need to use like many of them, so you could print it out as many times as you want, especially if you have many kids. It's super useful. So this is what I mean by you could cover it with a piece of paper, or if you still feel like annoyed because you could see through the paper, you could add more paper, or you could add like a cardstock just like this. I definitely love how it worked out. Let me know what you think. Have a nice day.